As a longtime subscriber to Netflix, it just isn't the same as it used to be. In this video, I'll go through all the ways Netflix has changed and if I think a Netflix subscription is still worth keeping. The first way they've changed is the one I think we all feel exactly where it hurts the most: our wallets. Yes, Netflix has gotten more expensive. Now you'll pay as much as $22.99 a month for their most expensive plan. That's a long ways from 2011, where you could get unlimited streaming for $7.99 a month. Now, to be fair, their cheapest plan, now dubbed Standard with ads, is $6.99 a month, $1 cheaper than that original price. But on that plan, yes, you will need to sit through advertising when you watch movies and shows, something once unheard of for Netflix. And on top of that, it's missing some of the movies and shows from the Netflix library. To get access to all of the movies and shows from Netflix, you'll need to get the Standard plan, which is now $15.49 a month. But there's one thing that can rack up your Netflix bill even more. Yes, the dreaded Netflix password sharing crackdown is now in full swing. Long gone are the days where you could watch Netflix with your sister's, brother's, cousin's Netflix password. Now, if you're watching Netflix away from your home location, it will detect that and make the account holder pay an extra $7.99 a month to keep you on, or just boot you from the account altogether. Although many Netflix subscribers continue to air their grievances about this change online, it does appear that it paid off for Netflix, at least monetarily. In their latest earnings report, they announced they gained 8.8 million subscribers, many of whom presumably were people that signed up for their own account after being kicked off of somebody else's. There's multiple ways you could look at this. On the one hand, yes, it has gotten more expensive to stream movies and shows on Netflix. On the other hand, consider that back in 2005, if you were subscribed to a Netflix DVDs by mail plan, that costs $17.99 a month, and you could only have 3 discs at a time. And of course, you could only have those discs shipped to one address, no account sharing there. The price per title is now way cheaper than it was back in the days of DVDs, at least depending on how much you use the service. And speaking of DVDs, that's another change that took effect recently. Netflix permanently shut down their DVD by mail service, with their last discs shipping in September 2023. Now you may be saying,
what? Netflix still ship DVDs?
And the answer is yes, although they long since separated their memberships from streaming into separate branding using the DVD.com name. Even if it had a small fraction of customers compared to their streaming business, the DVDs by mail service still had a very dedicated following. It was easier to find more obscure titles, or titles from a variety of studios, not just ones made by Netflix, especially considering that their streaming library has become dominated more and more by Netflix originals. Most titles on Netflix are now Netflix originals. That means you're seeing a lot more shows like Bridgerton or Stranger Things, and fewer shows like Parks and Recreation or Mad Men. Now, Netflix produces more shows and movies than anyone else in Hollywood. That isn't to say there isn't still a lot to watch on Netflix. There truly is a little something for everyone, and new titles are added every week. But the library of titles from other studios like Paramount or Disney or Warner Brothers were gradually yanked away from Netflix in favor of those companies' own streaming services. You won't find The Office on Netflix since it's now on Peacock. You won't find Friends on Netflix since it's now on Max. But there's signs there might be a shift back once again. Recently, HBO licensed some of their original shows to stream on Netflix, including 6 Feet Under, Ballers, and Insecure. Showtime, on the other hand, removed the show Super Pumped: The Battle for Uber from Paramount Plus, instead choosing to license the show to Netflix. But now expect at least a 50-50 split between Netflix originals and shows and movies licensed from other studios. Speaking of other companies, one thing that separates Netflix from some of their competition from other companies like Amazon or Apple is that Netflix has just one product focused entirely on movies and TV, instead of a variety of digital products in its whole little ecosystem. Perhaps that explains why Netflix has begun to get more and more into the world of gaming. Netflix has long experimented with experimental choose-your-own-adventure shows and movies, such as Black Mirror Bandersnatch or this year's rom-com Choose Love. But beyond that, there's a full lineup of games that you can download to mobile devices with a Netflix account for free. This is most comparable to something like Apple Arcade, although Netflix's library of games is still relatively small. They've also experimented with exercise videos, putting workout videos from Nike on the service at the end of 2022. Might this mean that later on down the road, we'll see Netflix launch more full-fledged digital add-ons the way Apple does with Apple Arcade or Apple Fitness? Time will tell. And the last big change that's coming down the pipeline for Netflix is one that might be a little surprising. Netflix is going to begin opening physical locations. Wait, what? Yes, you heard that correctly. Netflix, the company that put Blockbuster out of business, is having a full circle moment. But these stores won't be places to rent or buy movies and shows. Rather, this will be a place for fans of Netflix shows to buy merchandise, get some food, or perhaps experience special events and exhibits. So considering all these changes, what do I think of Netflix? Do I think it's worth keeping your subscription? There was a time period when Netflix was the streaming service to subscribe to, and for a lot of younger people, especially among millennials and Gen Z, Netflix was even our default way to watch TV. But now there are more competitors than ever, and those competitors are offering things that Netflix isn't, like sports, news, and live TV. The times that Netflix has attempted to dive into the world of live TV, they've had some really embarrassing blunders, such as when the finale of Love is Blind was stalled due to technical errors. And if Netflix wanted to broadcast live sports, the ship has sailed because competing companies like Apple, Amazon, and Google have snatched up the broadcast rights. It seems that Netflix is transitioning from being the default streaming service to being just another streaming service among competition like Hulu, Disney+, Prime Video, Max, and the various other streaming platforms. Yes, I remain subscribed to Netflix, if not at least for the fact that I run this YouTube channel. But as these changes take effect, like shows getting removed and the price hikes and the password sharing crackdown, I can understand where if some Netflix subscribers decide they want to hold off on their membership, at least until a new show or movie comes along that piques their interest. So what do you think? Are you subscribed to Netflix? Will you be keeping your subscription? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with all things streaming, and also check out my new channel, Shall I See It, where I'll be reviewing movies and TV shows. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.